Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Libra, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Libra, I hope that you're doing well. I'm actually going to burn some Palo Santo because I just did the Capricorn reading and it was really quite intense. So I'm going to burn some Palo Santo for you and for me to clear the energy, to allow Spirit to bring in true messages. All right. Libra, I'm in a weird mood. I'm just going to show you the crystal that I chose for this series of readings. It's a ruby semi-polished tower. It's got this beautiful druzy here, these druzy pockets. This is probably one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color ever. And I wanted these readings to have depth to them, to be a little juicy, a little sultry. I don't know why. It's not like it's a love reading or anything. I mean, it could be, but like, I just picked it up and I just knew that it was for this series of readings. So I'm gonna do the overall energy with the Elemental Oracle and your tarot reading, the Light Seers. For Libra, please, angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Libra? Wow. Number 27, which reduces to a 9, which is the Hermit card in the Major Arcana. Virgo energy. It's weird, I just took a breath, and the word is breath. The word above it is life. It's funny, I don't remember what sign, but I made a reference to, weirdly, aortic valves in the anatomical heart. It was not this card, but that's weird. You know, but it's funny because this is definitely an anatomical heart, but it reminds me of an organ. Some of you might play the organ or the piano. Also a flute. Something about the breath that it would take to play the flute. The timing, the pacing of breath. Well, whenever we think about doing breath work, we think of meditation and staying in the present moment. It all comes back to the breath. I just got a very morbid image, a storyline in my mind. It's not so much about that. I don't see it morbid for you, but I see it referencing the importance of breath, which is, I used to watch all of before my spiritual awakening, I used to watch all those like crime shows because it's fascinating. And I think it was like Forensic Files or like Investigation Discovery, which I highly recommend if you're into stuff like that, but it is low vibration, right? Because we don't want to talk, it's not that that's not the reality of the world we live in, but we don't want to stay in that kind of energy. Anyway, there was this one story about like a bunch of like girls on a sports team or something, that they were like kidnapped or something, and as part of their sports regimen, their coach had them take meditation and do breath work. And one of these girls, she was experiencing something life-threatening while she was being kidnapped or whatever it is. I know this is so convoluted, but I'm getting somewhere with it. And the doctors said that the reason why she didn't actually pass away was because she had been able to meditate in order to preserve her blood flow and her oxygen so that she wasn't bleeding out, because she slowed her breath to such a degree that she reserved her energy, and that's what allowed her to survive that ordeal. That is such a crazy story to come up in this reading. I haven't thought about that in, I don't even know, 10 years or something, but it made an impact on me, because this was before I had a meditation regimen myself, but somehow this idea of regulating energy, regulating your breath is relevant. Something about that, almost, you know, this can also reference like when people have panic attacks, which I have had. I've had anxiety attacks, I've had panic attacks in my life. If you suffer from something like that, being able to focus on your breath can greatly calm you down, because that's what it's all about. It's hyperventilating, taking oxygen from our brain and then causing you to pass out or just go into like shock. So I'm not saying that anything like that is going to happen to you. I'm just saying that it might resonate for somebody who experiences problems with their heightened senses to the point where it kind of puts them in overdrive. And Spirit is saying, let's bring it back to the present moment, bring it back to the self. And especially with the Hermit card, that we're kind of we're not putting our energy outward, we're bringing it back inward. So focus on the self for you at this time. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna skip ahead to the end because I just wanted to show you this card that popped out. 8 of Swords, analysis paralysis. This is the anxiety card. So I knew I was picking up on something, however random it was, but it resonates for somebody that I know. In the past energy, 6 of Swords in the reverse. 6 of Swords can talk about this idea that we're moving on from a chaotic situation to something that is a little bit more manageable, a little bit more calm. We're doing it quietly. 6 of Swords is all about quiet energy, quietude. Quietude. Swords is your energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It's all about the thinking mind. So coming up with a strategy about how we're going to move forward without making a lot of fuss. How we're going to, 4 of Pentacles, hold on to our resources. So this has to do, the easiest example would be to give like a work situation. That if you are in a job that you're not particularly happy with right now, normally if the 6 of Swords was in reverse, you would be figuring out a way to exit that, like quiet quit basically, to exit that job while holding on to your finances. The fact that this card in the past is in the reverse kind of tells me that there was some stagnancy in that process. Maybe you didn't have You know, you have 4 pentacles here, which is foundational energy, but it's not 10 pentacles, right? So maybe you weren't in the position to just drop everything completely. Clarifying that is the moon in reverse, Pisces energy, 18 in the major arcana. The moon talks about illusions, secrets, confusion. In the reverse, though, it tells me that a lot of things came to the surface. Some things that you might have been wondering about. For someone, I see like a ownership change. So like if one company is being bought out by another company and there was like whispers about it, it's like you found out, or rather that information became more clear to you as the moon in reverse allows those secrets to come to the surface. There's something more to be said about it, though, in the past energy. I'm noticing here that her eyes are closed. It's like you didn't want to look at something, or you didn't want to face something. What was that, Spirit? Thank you. Look at this. This is number 9, the Hermit. Just what we were talking about. Whatever it was, you weren't trying to really look at. Instead, you went inside yourself. Right? There was something here that was, maybe it was hard for you to see the reality of a situation, but you're conscious of the fact that you didn't want to look at it, which is already half the battle, right? When we can recognize in a real grounded way that we're afraid of something, that's the start of then being able to face it. So in the Hermit energy, it's this idea that somebody goes into either the cave of wisdom or knowledge, cave of isolation, to work it all out in a independent and singular path, communing with spirit. So that's a beautiful synchronicity that you just got there with the Hermit. The present energy, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the 6 of Wands in the upright. 9 of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. Pentacles is Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Lots of references to Virgo. You may have Virgo in prominent placements in your chart. 9 of Pentacles talks about somebody who is self-sufficient, independent, independently wealthy, proud of their accomplishments, kind of being able to enjoy the finer things. The card is in reverse, though. So clarifying the 6 of Wands, which is a card of victory. Right? Public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion. It's almost like, I can read this card several ways, but because of the context around it, the card around it, this tells me that you sought collaboration, that you knew somehow, like if this was singular energy was your past, in the present you realize, I can't be so singular and isolated anymore. I have to be able to ask for help. And when you ask for help, that's when you kind of accomplish a lot, because you're not alone. It's like realizing that you have a soul tribe, and that Not everybody is out to get us. Not everybody is, there's some people that just truly love us and want our best and highest good and motivate us, inspire us. And I feel that energy in your present moment. And because of that, you're feeling rather victorious. What is the victory? What is the victory that Libra is experiencing at the moment? I asked what the victory was. 5 of Swords came out. So bizarre. 5 of Swords is usually this idea of winning at all costs. Winning at all costs. Look, I mean, Spirit doesn't make mistakes when I pull the cards, or when the cards flip out, rather, because I don't pull the cards. I let them shuffle and flip out as they may. So normally we would look at a card like this, winning at all costs, and we would think, well, that's not very nice. There's enough abundance in the world for everyone, right? But for you, Libra, you're just like, nah, I worked really freaking hard and I'm feeling a little competitive and I'm going to win at all costs. And you have, right? And you've used, I mean, it feels a little shrewd. That's okay. It is what it is. I'm just reading the energy, right? It feels a little shrewd. It's almost like you positioned yourself in such a way where you could take full advantage, not over others, but take advantage of the circumstances so that you could gain a victory. Right? And that's not to suggest that, or I hope it isn't, to suggest that you gain that victory on the backs of other people. No. No one is the wiser. That's the thing about Libras. They fly so under the radar sometimes, not with their personalities, but with their plans. No one's the wiser, is what I just heard. No one's the wiser. And Libra ends up on top. Brutal. But it works out for you, Libra. That is so, I've never read these cards that way before, so it feels very particular to somebody. Future energy. Queen of Wands in reverse, 3 of Swords in reverse. So this, remember, this is just taking, when I read tarot, it's not predictive in the sense that this is going to happen for sure. I don't know. We all have free will. But taking the temperature on and the pulse on what's happening right now, and looking at these cards, a word of caution from Spirit that we don't want things to kind of bite us in the butt later, right? We don't want there to be something that ends up working against us that we did not foresee in terms of our behavior, right? I guess Spirit is kind of saying, when you experience this victory, don't lose sight of your values. Don't lose sight of kindness, generosity. Don't lose sight of, I just heard moral high ground, but sometimes moral high ground can be problematic. 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card. Queen of Wands is usually a card of confidence. In the reverse, it's anger and unchecked emotions and unchecked trauma. So we went from this kind of energy to this in the future potential. Let me ask for a clarifier. What's this all about, Spirit? Empress in reverse, Libra and Taurus energy. Number 3 in the Major Arcana represents the power of all 4 queens of the tarot. I love the Empress card. It's my favorite card in the tarot, in any deck. I love the Empress because she knows who she is. She knows what her power is, but she uses it for good. She's the master attractor. She can attract anything towards her. She's fertile, abundant, beautiful, generous. This card is in reverse. When you find your card in the major arcana, because for Libra, it's this card and it's the Justice card. When that Signs card shows up in reverse, it kind of says to me, we may have stepped away from ourselves temporarily. So I'm not trying to chide you, Libra, far from it. It's almost, I almost want to say, just be mindful. Be really super mindful of what you're doing in the present energy. We want to make sure that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's and leaving no stone unturned. Slow down to go faster. That's this breath card again. I'm not encouraging you to like get away with something, but I am encouraging you to keep your perspective on things, because you don't want it to kind of end up coming back to you, right? Your card in the major arcana is Justice, your main card. So you understand more than any other sign what karma means, okay? So Spirit's just saying, just be mindful. Just be mindful. And remember what you learned in this dark night of the soul. You know, it's almost like a little revengey. It feels a little revengey. Like somebody mistreated you and then like you have this opportunity to kind of get back at them in a way that they'll never know until it's too late, right? And they'll never know it was you. But Spirit knows. Spirit knows, Libra, come on. I know a lot of Libras, so many. And all different people, all wonderful, beautiful humans in my life, but I can absolutely see this playing out for any one of them. 100,000%. How do we end the reading? Advice from Spirit. 8 of Swords. Anxiety. Trapped and bound. But then, number 7 in the major arcana, Chariot card. Cancer energy. These two cards mirror each other. This card is the Chariot card in the minor arcana. Minor arcana is what you and I can affect in the everyday life. And major arcana, divinely guided energies from Spirit. Talking about victory, talking about mastery over the shadow aspects of who we are and the light. And we need both. So I'm feeling like there's a little shadowy going over here. And it might cause you to have a little bit of turmoil. But Spirit is saying, it's just drawing your attention to it. Don't back yourself into a corner, they just said. Don't back yourself into a corner. This energy awaits you. This is victory. This is travel, international travel, recognition, right? Mastery. This is what awaits you when, if only you could break the chains, break the chains. Spirit is playing that Fleetwood Mac song. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. It's like, if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still something, break the chains. But they're not, it's like, I'm getting pieces of it. But it's break the chains, break the chains. They just keep repeating that over and over and over. Almost like it's a little bit of devil energy, but not quite. So let me get a clarifier on that 8 of Swords. What are we so anxious about? What is Libra so anxious about? Somebody's going to find out. Page of Swords. Ooh, Libra, this is a tricky reading. And they just said tricky dick. Right? Richard Nixon, tricky dick. What a hilarious phrase. Page of Swords is known as the little spy of the tarot. And also as a card of curiosity. That's not what I see here. I see you being anxious that somebody's gonna find out about whatever this is. I don't see it as like totally nefarious. Like I don't see anybody stealing or doing, but just remember, right? You watch these tarot readings and you're probably a sort of witchy spiritual person or of some sort. You know full well that energy kind of speaks for itself. Vibration, your vibration precedes you. Your vibration and your energy is the first thing. It's the very first thing that people see. Other than, they don't even see your face first, they see your energy first. So just be mindful that your energy is in check, that you're vibing high, again, staying in the present moment, staying on the up and up, and your victory is assured. It's assured. You got them both. Don't do anything that would cause you to have this kind of fear. That's what Spirit's basically saying. Good luck, Libra. Let me know how it turns out. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Libra. Be good.